na hoa maka maka, na la la o keia, papala kai o ka billionaire. A me na hoa paio, aloha nui kako. Mamua ko uho o maka ana, mamake vau, e mahalo aku, ke mau kanaka apau. Na kanaka nana I koma maloko kia hana no ke mau mahina he nui loa. E ku e ana, ai kukulu hoi ana I ko kako wā mahope aku. No leila, e olu, na poe apau, e pai lima, no ke mau kanaka nana I koma piha maloko kia hana no ka holoko a. I've experienced the difficulty of the process, and I can say that I wasn't able to fulfill it. I'm not ashamed about it, but I do know the difficulty of it. And so I just wanted to take some time to mahalo the people who have been a part of this process from the very beginning, because it's not easy. It's not cheap. It's not free. You lose money. You lose time with your ohana. You're taken away from your other kuleana. To do things that are supposed to be done by the system that we have. But the system has failed over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Ano leila, people were forced to give up their lives. I think it's safe to say that. They had to give up their lives for a year, longer maybe. Some of them 10 years, way longer. Just to have a chance. Just to have a voice. Just a voice. The fact that these people all over here cannot vala'au is a pilikia. That you have to commit and give away and give up everything for an unknown amount of time just to have 15 minutes on an issue that affects everybody. Not just now. Not just 7 generations from now, but hiki apau amaulo aku. Forever. And so, I take this kuleana extremely seriously. And it's a kuleana kaumaha. I'll first acknowledge that, just so it's known, that I understand that we are illegally occupied, that the state of Hawaii is in fact a fake state. But I enter into this process because it is at this point the only option I have. But the fake state says, ua mau ke ea o ka aina I ka pono. Ua mau ke ea o ka aina I ka pono. And I wonder, how does TMT fit into this mana'o? The model, that which should direct and steer all actions, all policies of this fake state. How does it fit in? And I've been asking myself that question for years. And I haven't been able to come to an answer. Other than the fact that I can say, it does not fit in. Looking at the bill in R and the mission statement of protecting the natural resources, aina is the most important natural resource. And let's not separate aina and say that it is only land and then the air and the wind and the ua. No, it's aina. It's all aina. But another thing that needs to be relooked at and remembered is that I am also aina. We as Kanaka are aina. Joseph Navahi, Yosepa Kaho'oluhi Navahi o Kalani Opu'u said in 1895, I believe it was, o waila kou makua hine, o ka aina no, o waila kou kupuna wahine, o ka aina no. Yeah, who is your mother? It's the land. It's the aina. Who's your grandmother? It's aina. So who am I? I am aina. Wa mau ke ea o ka aina I ka pono. So how does this benefit? How does this bring pono not only to the land but to us as Kanaka as well? And it doesn't. It doesn't. Even U.S. public law, ke la olelo ho'oholo nui, palapala ho'oholo nui, the joint resolution, ka mea umi kumaiwa o ka aha ho'oholo nui, ka aha nui o Amerika, Hokai Haneli Ekolu, the 19th resolution of that 103rd Congress, Public Law, U.S. Public Law 103-150. Even they recognize it, whereas the health and well-being of the Native Hawaiian people is intrinsically tied to their deep feelings and attachment to the land. So, not only are you desecrating Aina and land in that mana'o, but you're desecrating us as a Lahui Kanaka as well. Destroying us, our national identity, our cultural identity, our ability to determine for ourselves who we are. And that's a question that has to be asked. Are Hawaiians looked at as a real people? It's not a silly question. It's a question that needs to be asked and it needs to be answered. Are Hawaiians looked at as a real people? Because everything around me, every policy, everything that I see done tells me I don't exist. I'm not really real. There was a mana'o brought up about the two ahu on the proposed site of desecration, that they were just built in 2015. That's true. And what difference does it make when it was built? Does it have to be built before 1900 to be considered a Hawaiian structure? Does it have to be built by someone who's over 300 years old? Or do we as a people continue to live and continue to thrive and continue to survive and continue to adapt in Holomua today? And do we have the ability to say, I'm going to build one now? And does that mean just the fact that it was done recently, does that make it not real? Does it make it less than some of the structures that our kupuna built? And so there's this mana'o that Hawaiian culture is something of the past, something that no longer exists today. And all that and if it does exist, all that exists is what was of the past. And that there's been no holomua. But we are a living people. And we're on our deathbed. We get cancer. We're struggling. But we're alive. We're not dead. And we should and we will have the ability to determine for ourselves what places are sacred, if and how they should be protected. We will determine that. Whether you guys agree to that or not. Whether you guys pass some kind of resolution or some kind of decision that says Hawaiians can determine for themselves, we will ho'olo. And I'm not asking anybody to feel the same way that I feel. Every culture is different. And that has to be respected. But just because some people another thought that's been brought up has been education. And the keiki are the reason, the future is the reason why we need TMT. I'm not sure what level of involvement you guys have with Hawaiian education, but I know for a fact, based on personal experiences, whether we're looking at lower levels of education or even the highest levels of education in this fake state with the university, I've never been to a Hawaiian school. Whether it's a preschool, elementary, intermediate, high school, community, college. Never been to one where those who are educated in our ike, in our mo'olelo, oppose the opposition to TMT. I've never met one. I was just in a kula last week, and I have students, 3rd grade, asking you the question, what can I say to my mom or my dad who has police officer friends or who is involved in this business and they want to see it go through? These are questions that are coming from 3rd graders who, as Mehana pointed out, who feel the eha, who feel the hurt, who feel the conflict. Not just within themselves, but with amongst their own ohana. And so, they know at their young age, through the things that they've been taught, our culture, our history, our mo'olelo, our olelo, they kukia I mauna. And to belittle, in a sense, the progress that Hawaiian education has made over the past 10, 20, 30, 40 years, and to say that the TMT will provide these unique educational opportunities that our people are lacking, that is not the answer. That is not the answer. The first telescope didn't do it. The second telescope didn't do it. The 10th telescope didn't do it. It's not the answer. But look at the progress. Look at what has happened through language revitalization. Again, through Hawaiian education. There's an education process. There's an educational path being implemented. And it's not saying that we need TMT to survive. So I would suggest that we look at the current Hawaiian education institutions we have and look to those as models. I believe it was mentioned earlier, but I remember back in 2015 when I was on the Mauna. And you hear the mana'o that the building of the TMT is a 9-year project. It's a 9-year construction project. So 2015, that takes us to 2024. From my understanding, the master lease expires in 2033. That gives them 9 years of operation. Except it doesn't, because we still need to take into consideration the years needed for decommission. How much time does that give TMT? I've heard Doug Simmons say to me before, face-to-face, 5 years for decommissioning. Let's say it's not. Let's just say it's 3 years. Even 1 year. Let's say you can do it overnight. Is that still enough time? I don't see the value. I don't see TMT or any of these corporations putting in these billions of dollars into something that has a 7-year expiration date or a 9-year expiration date. They're looking well beyond 2033. And I need to ask if you guys are looking well beyond 2033 as well. And if we're not looking beyond that and making any assumptions that things will be continued beyond that point, then there'd be no reason, it would be irresponsible to approve this building of this telescope, knowing that its projections go well beyond 2033. No, Leila. Do not pretend that we do not know what will happen if a vote goes through to grant TMT access to Mauna Kea. Let's not ignore that fact as well. We already know what will happen. We've seen it. And with all of these things taken into consideration, again, I ask you guys, is it worth it? Was it worth it to arrest 58 Hawaiians knowing that in a few months later the court was going to go ahead and rule, oh, shucks, TMT, you couldn't go ahead anyway? Was that worth it? Is that a decision that we can stand and look back and say, man, I'm proud of that? And it's happening again. We know no matter what side wins, this is going up to the top. It's been said on both sides. There's been motions made to stay of execution in case this goes to appeal, which it will. Are we going to allow people to get arrested again? Knowing that the Supreme Court might indeed find that TMT did had no right to go ahead. Are we willing to make that decision? Are we willing to put these DLNR officers in this room up against their own ohana? I don't want to have to go face-to-face with Lino Kamakau again. But if I have to, I will. It has nothing personal against Lino. Lino, I have aloha for him. I don't want him to be in that position. I don't want to be in that position. But if we got to go there, I will go there. And I will not be alone. I can promise you that. I will not be alone. No Leila. Ho pawa na vau I keia manao. Makanana ana I keia mikini nei. Kumanao I ka lahui. Mako ukuhi ana. Ua ho'oholo ia keia. Ua ike ia ka hopena. E ho'a'o ana ko TMT e pi'i maluna o ka mauna. A o keia ko kākou wā. O keia ko kākou wā e ho'oku o ko'a I mauloa ke ea o ka aina. Ano ka po'e e ake ana, e imi ana, I ke ola pono. I ka hoi ia o ke ea, o ka aina, o ka lahui, o keia ka wā. A ale na ke kahi e haawi mai, a ale na ke kahi e hoi mai. Na kākou e lave aku. Ano leila, I'm going to finish off with this quote from Nelson Mandela. And when a man is denied the right to live the life he believes in, he has no choice but to become an outlaw. And oia ka'u. Aia I ko o kou ho'oholo ana. Ina ho'oholo o kou e ho'opau I keia, mahalo nui. Ina ho'oholo o kou e ho'oholo mua I keia, then I'll say what I've said before. For TMT, the university, and the BLNR, it's the wrong place, wrong time, wrong people. We'll see you on the Mauna.